Birds are really an indicator for what's happening at a landscape scale and on the planet, really. Birds are like a voice for the planet.
Can you get a count?
I've got about 35 there.
If we see changes in bird populations, then that's a signal that there's likely something going on broader in our environment. And it's important to pay attention to that type of signal before things get too drastic.
I hope we get some other finches as well, like purple or house finches.
Yeah, those would be awesome.
Yeah. I love to bird. Birding is my passion. And yeah, I just love to be outside in nature and see birds.
Hello, I'm Tom Murphy. Welcome to Land and Sea. Their chorus of songs delights us. The sight of them evokes a sense of peacefulness. Birds are everywhere, and yet they are in trouble. Decades of data from bird surveys have revealed alarming facts. Some bird species have dramatically declined. That's why a group of enthusiasts from Sackville, New Brunswick band together to survey birds during one of the most anticipated events of the year. The sun rises over the Tantramar Marsh near Sackville, New Brunswick. Even in the brisk winter months, this area is rich with bird life. It's 2 weeks before Christmas, and in the heart of the quaint town of Sackville, this flock of children aren't looking under the trees for presents, they're looking up into the trees for birds.
Look at the American crow nest.
The annual Christmas bird count is a delight for youngsters like Jaden Barney, who has been hearing the songs of birds since before he was born.
I've been doing the Christmas bird count since I was in my mom's belly.
Jaden's mom is Liza Barney. She works for Birds Canada as an education program coordinator.
The goal of the Christmas bird count for kids is to really engage youth and their families in the joys and of bird watching and connecting them with their local bird life.
And then, the doves just up here in the trees.
12-year-old Davin McCaskill's interest in birds took flight after his parents bought him a book on birds. This is his third year taking part in the count.
It's so fun to just come out, because usually I don't come out to, out here at the school, and around town I usually just go in certain little areas, and it's good to see what other birds there are and to go out with new people.
Yeah, so it shows all the birds that I've seen in my life. Yeah.
I like hawks and woodpeckers. I'm not really sure why, but they're really special for me. Yeah.
You see? What clues do you see? What color is it? My most favorite part of the Christmas bird count for kids is really watching the kids connect with birds that they may or may not have ever seen before, and really putting a name to it and watching its behavior.
Can you show me on your bird guide? Yes, very good, high five.
There's some chickadees up in the branches here, so we might be able to call them in, okay? Ready? 1, 2, 3.
At only 12 years of age, Jaden already knows his calling is to be an ornithologist, and he's well on his way to becoming a bird expert.
I really like warblers. I like identifying them by sight and ear. Like a yellow warbler says, "Sweet, sweet, I'm so sweet," and common yellowthroat says, "Witchity, witchity, witchity, witch." So there's these catchphrases that you can use to remember the bird calls, but I can't actually do a bird call.
Point out where it is.
The Christmas bird count for kids is the youth and family version of the traditional Christmas bird count, which is an annual survey of winter bird populations. Laura Tranquilla works for Birds Canada.
Birds Canada's role in the Christmas bird count is as the national coordinator of all the Christmas bird counts that happen across the country.
In Canada, there are 460 Christmas bird counts that take place on a single day during the Christmas holiday season.
For the Christmas bird count, we do what we call citizen science, which is when people who aren't necessarily trained as scientists or birders can participate just by knowing there are birds and by being interested in birds. So citizen science is just a regular person who likes birds and wants to count them. So what makes it science is that we count the birds in a systematic way. And that just means we know how much time we spend counting them, and we know the area we're counting them over.
Participating in the Christmas bird count is a great way to help bird populations Anyone, even people with no birding experience, are welcome to join. They can team up with a skilled birder like Laura, who enjoys sharing her passion for birds with others.
I like birds so much because they're a window into any kind of biology or ecology question that you would like to ask. Birds can usually give you some insight. But aside from the sciencey part, birds are beautiful. So you look at their beak, you look at their body size and their shape and their color, and all of this tells you what kind of bird it is. And those things are fairly easy to teach people.
The desire to protect and preserve birds drew Becky Whittam to her job at the Canadian Wildlife Service.
We're very interested in the status of bird populations, and surveys like the Christmas bird count really help us to understand how birds are doing. I have a team of biologists that monitor the status of land birds, seabirds, and shorebirds in the Atlantic region. So I coordinate those biologists in the various tasks that they do. And one of the surveys that we participate in jointly is the Christmas bird count. But I also have another role in the Sackville Christmas bird count. So my husband Sean and I are the compilers of this local count. So we've been the compilers since the year 2001.
As one of the compilers for Sackville's Christmas bird count, Becky's husband, Sean Blaney, makes his lists and checks them twice. He organizes the 41 citizen scientists who take part in this year's count.
So I help figure out who's available and where those people are going to go, and then we bring that information all together and I submit the information online to the International Christmas Bird Count database.
The count is divided into 8 zones or sectors. Volunteers look for birds in farmlands, forests, residential areas, and marshlands.
Each Christmas bird count circle is 7.5 miles radius, or 24 kilometers across. So that creates quite a large area, far bigger than any one person could cover in a day. So it's divided up into sectors, each with a team of people who go out and try to cover it as thoroughly as they can, count as many birds as they can.
The forest sector is a few kilometers from the center of Sackville. This is the zone that Sean covers during the Christmas bird count.
The most common kinds of birds that you find in the forest are groups of chickadees and kinglets and nuthatches. So as soon as you hear the sounds of those birds, start making some pishing sounds. That's a special birding term that will attract them in. Some people don't like to do that much pishing, but I'm a serious pisher and it definitely increases the totals that you see through the day. Another thing that I do a lot of is barred owl calling. The barred owls will come in and see what you're doing if you do that for a while, and they're around. And I'm usually quite hoarse by the end of the day.
He records the details of the day, the weather, his location, and of course any bird sightings in his logbook.
I love getting out there looking at birds. When you're busy, you don't have time to do as much of this sort of recreational birding as you might have had in your youth. And so this is one consistent time where we always get out and spend a whole day in the woods looking at birds. And I like the community of Christmas bird counters in Sackville as well. All friends that get together once a year for this purpose.
Coming up on Land and Sea, in the last 4 decades, some bird populations have declined by almost 30%. But that won't stop this community from doing their part before it's too late.
In order to maintain and protect and conserve bird populations, we actually need to know, how many there are and where are they and how are they doing.
Can you get a count?
I've got about 35 there.
The Christmas bird count is in full flight, with 41 volunteers spread out around Sackville, New Brunswick, spending the day searching for and counting birds.
So we just had a nice flock of Canada geese light in here on the marsh this morning, and add them to our count. That's another species for us. So there are 30 Canada geese in that group, and they're out there very happily grazing away on the marsh grasses.
This is the 60th straight year that the Christmas bird count has taken place here.
Okay, we got a nice flock of black ducks here out in the river.
And Al Smith has participated in 56 of them.
I started with the Sackville Christmas bird count in 1964 when I was a student at Mount Allison.
Al graduated with a biology degree and worked at the Canadian Wildlife Service in Sackville. After he retired, his interest in birds deepened. For 46 years, he volunteered as the compiler for Sackville's Christmas bird count.
I've always been interested in wildlife right from a small boy, and used to go out with my dad a lot and used to read wildlife books.
With 6 decades and counting of experience, he is an expert at bird identification. His top tip for budding birders: keep your ears open.
It's just a matter of listening, and then it's just a matter of being quick with your optical equipment.
I've got about 35 there's.
And so then trying to get a decent count. That was a large flock of mallards, over 100 mallards there. The single Iceland gull was kind of nice to see because that's a rare gull species. Already just from this one spot we've tallied 9 species of birds from this one spot. Okay, well that was worthwhile walking down there, Colin. Well, no, we 32 black ducks.
Okay.
And two more mallards, another herring gull, and 3 more Iceland gulls.
Oh, okay.
So what'd you guys get here?
17 plus 1 snow bunting.
Oh, good. You heard them, didn't you?
Yeah.
They identify and count birds with precision, well aware that their collected data will be used to assess the population trends of birds. This skilled birding trio has been counting together for a decade. For Al, the bonus of the day is the camaraderie that comes with the count.
It's so special. I get a chance to spend the whole day with Andrew and Colin, which I wouldn't do otherwise, and to go to our familiar habitats out here on the marsh that we check each year, and we can talk about things that have happened in the past, and it's just a real fun day to be out with these guys. And they're much younger than I am, so their eyesight's much brighter too. I just love having the birds around, and life just wouldn't be the same without birds in my life. And it's just something that gives me so much pleasure and should give everybody pleasure. It's our Canadian wilderness.
Because birds are everywhere and they use all habitats, birds are really an indicator for what's happening at a landscape scale and on the planet, really. Birds are like a voice for the planet. So if you're paying attention to birds and you're trying to understand what they're telling us just by understanding their distribution and their population trends, it gives you a snapshot of what's happening on the planet in general.
So if we see changes in bird populations, then that's a signal that there's likely something going on broader in our environment. And it's important to pay attention to that type of signal before things get too drastic.
Because birds are well monitored, and they have been for many decades, they are an excellent indicator of the health of ecosystems.
Because things change a lot from year to year. There's lots of annual variation. So that means, one winter might be hard and one winter might not be. So from year to year, it's hard to look at patterns in birds. But over a longer period of time, the data can tell you about trends in bird populations. If the birds are declining, if they're growing, if they're moving to different areas, it gives you a better picture of what's happening with bird populations over the long term.
The data collected in the Christmas bird counts is sent to a national database where the information is used by biologists, scientists, and conservationists.
We know that birds are declining. They've declined quite dramatically in the last 30 to 50 years. And a lot of that knowledge we have is from citizen science programs of consistent bird counts across the years.
Recently, an article that was co-authored by employees of the Canadian Wildlife Service delivered grim news.
The number of birds in North America has declined by 29% since 1970. So in terms of sheer numbers, we have that paper indicated that there's been a loss of 3 billion birds. It's really striking when you see that type of result coming out, and knowing that data from the Christmas bird count is helping to inform that type of study and that type of research.
The main reason for declines in bird populations has to do with loss of habitat. In the past, birds were spread out in all ecosystems and all habitats, and as those habitats get chopped up into smaller and smaller pieces, there's less space for birds to use, and they don't have as good breeding success, and they just don't have the distribution that they used to.
The use of pesticides, forestry and agriculture impact bird habitat. Climate change may be having an effect on birds in a variety of different ways.
Though the statistics seem bleak, there is hope for learning more essential data through the bird count program, and by having the next generation part of the process.
So what kind of bird do you think was using that nest?
Yellow warbler.
Yeah, nice. Good job. Yeah.
They learn about the importance of the information they jot down in their logbooks, and the prospect of catching a glimpse of more birds keeps the youngsters hooked.
I hope we get some other finches as well, like purple or house finches.
Yeah, those would be awesome. Yeah, maybe if we see some like bird feeders.
Yeah, maybe even a grosbeak.
Is it the tippy top of the tree?
Laura Tranquilla and her friend are covering the count on a dirt road between Sackville and Dorchester. The sudden downpour of maritime rain can't make these hardy birders skip a beat.
We bird with our binoculars, and we also bird a lot by ear. And so if there's a lot of wind and a lot of noise, then we can't hear things too. So a little bit of light rain is still okay, as long as we don't get cold.
There is nothing that can dampen Laura's enthusiasm.
We saw some good things at that stretch.
Yeah.
We had the red-tailed hawk and 2 gray jays. That was really nice. And what was the other cool thing?
Pileated woodpecker, yeah.
So that was good. This road has been really good.
For Laura, the count is fun in any weather, yet she never loses sight of the importance of people working together to help save declining bird populations.
There are small things we can do, and then there are bigger things that need to be done at a bigger scale, more at a sort of management, policy, and government level. But people, one of the really important things people can do is learn your birds and learn to count birds and contribute data to citizen science. That awareness can lead to a greater conservation, sort of like a community of conservation concern, and that trickles up, and that can have an effect at a bigger scale when more people are doing it.
Did we see anything else? I think I heard a goldfinch.
Oh yeah, right here?
Yeah.
One. Okay.
Yeah.
Yep.
I think that was it for this
1, 2,
spot.
3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18 species.
Nice.
It's not too bad.
Coming up, Community Matters, celebrating the annual bird count with hard numbers and homemade cheer.
Good job, everybody. Good job.
The Christmas bird count attracts thousands of birders across Canada. For a single day, volunteers track birds through all kinds of terrain. The information participants collect becomes part of a national database used to understand the health of bird populations. After spending the day covering their sections and searching for birds in Sackville, New Brunswick, the citizen scientists gather at the home of Becky Whitman and Sean Blaney.
All right, thank you.
So we provide a warm place where they can have some cider and have some soup, and we all get together and we chat about the day.
Everyone brings in their lists, keeps them as secret as possible up to the point where they're revealed species by species, sector by sector, and all our totals come together to get our full results from the count.
The team leaders collect the data from the volunteers and add up the count for their sectors in private, away from the prying eyes of the other zone leaders.
People are very excited when they find something rare or something that hasn't been counted before on that particular count. So I think there's a bit of competition involved, and there's just a feeling of community, a feeling of friendship.
Under the shadow of the unique Christmas tree angel, they reveal their counts to Sean, one species at a time.
Did anyone get Canada goose today?
Every sector indicates, how many of each bird that they found. And at the end, if something rare was found, that's when the big reveal happens.
And no one's seen the golden eagle this year, have they?
Yeah, we got 2.
We got 2 golden eagles. Oh! 7,334 individuals counted. We're at 60 species, which is a really good total.
Good job, everybody.
All right, good job.
After the totals are added, Sean's job isn't done. he has to send Sackville's information to the National Christmas Bird Count database.
We had a record number of American robins, 488 American robins, which smashed the previous record by a considerable margin. That was one of the things that stood out. And a lot of purple finches as well.
For now, after weeks of planning and organizing this count, he takes the rest of the evening to relax and enjoy the holiday cheer.
You had the only great blue heron, and what were some of the other ones that were the only ones that you guys had? Red-winged blackbird, that's right? Yeah. Well, we needed you. We needed you for those ones. Good job. Thanks for being out there with us.
Experienced birders sharing their knowledge is equally as important as collecting data, so the next generation of birders can spread their wings and fly.
Well, I really like going out with my family and friends to go see lots of birds, and then using those numbers for bird conservation to see more birds for years to come.
Even with the alarming statistics that bird populations are dwindling, encouraging interest in the natural world continues to give these birders hope.
Check across the marsh here too, see there's any snow bunnies. By watching birds and seeing their habitats, we can learn how we can better look after this planet too. If we destroy their habitat, we destroy our own lives in a lot of ways.